Harold Fannin is headed to
the moon
because David Njoku is not returning to a Cleveland Brown uniform in 2026. It's Harold Fannin season. We invented Harold Fannin on this channel.
to the moon.
And his stock has been on the rise ever since he entered the league. This monster from college that everybody seemed to neglect, but this channel. We also have Brock Bowers, Ashton, Jeanty, and everybody involved. And I think Maxx Crosby will be included in that bunch. Going to the moon with the Clint Kubiak acceptance of the head coaching job over in LV.
I smell meatloaf.
All that and more on the Fantasy Football Show begins now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
So much to go over today. And, 2026 begins now. I've got the tight end video up. Make sure you watch that if you haven't already. How to draft the tight end position this year, who to target, who to avoid, who's the best value as of this moment. Now, some of that video is going to change because people are going to get excited about Harold Fannin right now. And for good reason, because this man, Njoku, is going to head elsewhere. He is basically saying goodbye. He'll be a free agent in March. And he's basically saying goodbye that you can read this down here for yourself. These 9 years have been an absolute beautiful journey. And I'm so grateful for all the memories shared together. Thank you. He's just saying goodbye. And Harold Fannin's time is here. And he knows that. He wants to go be a number one somewhere. KC's certainly an option if they want to bring him in. But he's not a spring chicken. So it's not like you're replacing Kelsey with a young buck. I mean, this guy struggles to stay healthy. But that might still be an option for KC to say, look, at least we'll be covered for this year. It's certainly an option. A lot of other teams might be looking for Njoku services, but this is not an Njoku live stream. This is a live stream, ladies and gentlemen, that revolves around the man named Harold Fannin. And Harold Fannin is a player that we talked up more than anybody on this planet because this was a guy that we projected to be an absolute breakout superstar. A tight end, a top 5 potential tight end in the making. He did it as a rookie.
Let him cook.
Guy's monster. Guy's a savage. Guy's a straight up baller. I don't know if I have. Let me see if I can find the. I think I've got him here. The tight end 2025 finishers. Harold Fannin Jr. Look at this board right here, ladies and gentlemen. The man finished as tight end number 5. Brock Bowers missed 4 games. So clearly, hard to judge his season, but we love Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers is a straight up savage, a monster walking into the 2026 season, partly because some of the news we're about to talk about in a second. But this is about Fannin real quick. Fannin going to the absolute moon. And top 5 numbers as a rookie. Can you only imagine what's going to happen with a game plan that's featured around him? Shedeur Sanders potentially getting actual preparation to go into his starting role. Now maybe they go with Deshaun Watson. We don't really know what they're going to do in Cleveland. And Cleveland may not be the most ideal environment, but what's ideal about it is that they're going to be down throwing the ball, and this is the number 1 pass catcher on the team. They may draft somebody. They could easily draft one of these young, exciting rookies, which is fine by me. It doesn't make me upset on the Fannin value whatsoever, because if the Cleveland Browns at number 6 take Carnell Tate or they take Jordan Tyson, the 2 top wide receiver options, Tyson and Tate, these 2 gentlemen right here, if it's Tate or Tyson or Tyson or Tate, that doesn't hurt Fannin. That only helps keep defenses honest, stretch the field, get Njoku out of there, put Fannin in a prominent spot where he's getting all the tight end reps, and Tate or Tyson don't take away at all from that volume because there's enough volume to go around for multiple pass options. This is going to be, ladies and gentlemen, quite a hike in ADP value, though. The question will remain, and this is going to be the biggest, I think, dilemma that we face as Harold Fannin believers. Let me clear this board off real quickly so that we can properly, let's see here, Let's properly thank you for that super chat earlier. Let's clear this whole board off. I think Fannin's around here somewhere. Let me see if I can find him. There he is. There's our boy Fannin. Fannin is probably lingering around the top of round 6, bottom round 6 right now as of this moment, and the ADP shifting as we speak. I think he probably climbs at the very, very, very least top of round 5 from this news, just because people are fickle. Not only are people fickle and they didn't see the light before this news, like Njoku was really a big piece of this puzzle. He wasn't, but people sit on their hands and they wait for someone to hand them the obvious. And now they're going to go, oh, Errol Fannin, he showed you a good player, right? Okay, now I like him. And the only other problem at play here is these other people creating content that are going to now jump on this train and act like it's a novel idea. And according to my spreadsheet, Errol Fannin, I got a sleeper for you. He's going to be really good. Errol Fannin, sneaky. You should maybe take him in this upcoming 2026 fantasy football season when we've been saying it all along. The problem is those people creating new content, the fickle Freddies finally taking acceptance of the situation and breathing it in, accepting it, absorbing it, understanding that he's the top option. New coordinator, new offense, new everything. Fannin's going to climb to 5.1. The question is he still worth a 5th round pick? Absolutely. I think he is. In some, sporadic, spread it out. Don't absorb too much Fannin across all of your leagues. But when we're talking about Loveland going in the bottom of 3, this is still ridiculously better value. Fannin in 5 crushes Colston Loveland in 3. If Colston Loveland were going at like 4.12 and Fannin were 5.1, I'd be sitting here telling you, I'd be the first to tell you, mix it up. Draft a little Loveland here, draft a little Fannin there, draft, a little. I mean, look, Gadsden's going to be one of my favorite players to take in later parts of drafts, because he's probably not even going to go 8 or not even 7, it'd be like 8, 9, whatever. Gadsden's going to be an absolute steal. We'll put Gadsden right down there. Love Gadsden. Kyle Pitts is interesting. Tyler Warren might become a new flavor of the week, because the bottom line is he was lingering about top of 6, maybe bottom of 5. Fannin was right about here as of today. As of this news, this is where Fannin is currently, at the bottom of 6. Fannin's ADP is going to climb, and what does that normally do? It's like anything. You put a bunch of marbles in a jar, they move around, right? So Warren's going to be bumped down. He's not just going to stay stagnant right there. Fannin doesn't just climb him up there on a ladder, climbs over his back, nestles straight into the top of 5, and then Warren stays put. Warren might get nudged. And so Warren becomes a real solid buy low, and maybe even gets more valuable than Fannin at cost of entry. So we got to, this live stream, more important than anything, is to monitor where Warren's going, because Tyler Warren could be the number 1, number 2 tight end in fantasy football. He really could. Does anybody not understand that this guy still could be the number 1 or number 2 or number 3 tight end in fantasy football in Dynasty in 2026? He's certainly capable of it. So Fannin at 5, still very, very good value. Warren, I imagine, jumps down to 6.1, 6.2. Colston Loveland doesn't move at all, I don't think, because of Fannin. Doesn't have much of an effect. But I think, getting this guy at the 3-4 turn is reckless. It's too early. I like him a lot, but it's just way, way, way too early. That is the landscape right now at the tight end position, given this news of Njoku not returning. One more standing ovation for Errol Fannin Jr., the guy we invented on this channel.
Let him cook.
Shout out to all the Fannin believers and truthers that have been help spreading this message. You know what I'm saying? Fannin is
stock on the rise.
Let's just hope it doesn't climb too high. If it does, then Tyler Warren's going to benefit greatly. This news right here, ladies and gentlemen, is music to my ears. We knew it was coming. We predicted this when we were doing the coaching carousel conversations months ago. We told you. We said that Kubiak would be the head coach of this LV Raiders team. We knew it would rise up the values of everybody involved. Thank you all for joining me during that Super Bowl stream yesterday. It was fantastic.
Stock on the rise.
Jeanty on the rise. Bowers on the rise. Jupiter.
The Jupiter men. Jupiter is so large, every planet in the solar system could fit inside it. There are no bigger monsters than the Jupiter men.
Take it in. Take it in. Absorb it. Digest it. Caress it. These two gentlemen, Bowers and Jeanty, are going to explode, and their ADPs are beautiful. You don't make this board. You don't crack this board because you're a big name. Every single player on this board is of value. Jeanty could be top 5 overall. He's going at the top of round 2, mid-round 2. Bowers, and he might climb to the bottom of 1 overall, and that's still going to be a good value for Jeanty. Bowers is mid-second to late second round. He could be worth what we're paying for McBride right now at 1.9, and you get this guy at 2.10. It's a steal. Jeremiah Love deserves first-round draft capital, but the Ashton, Jeanty, MHJ, BTJ collapses are going to make this guy a pretty fearful first-round pick, so I think he stays in 2. Josh Allen is just the best quarterback in fantasy football, period. And the fact that he goes at the 3.1, sometimes your third drafted player, is ridiculous. Guys, these aren't just big names. People that look at this and go, oh, big names, real big, bold predictions there, Smitty. You're missing the point entirely. And you're missing the point of this episode, this show, talking about Jeanty and Bowers going to the moon. Now, real quickly.
The Saturn men.
One small step for man, one giant leap for Saturn.
In case you've been sleeping at the wheel, there you go.
He's on a shuttle to Mars.
This guy probably going to Saturn or maybe even Jupiter. I don't think...
Loads dropping and spinning aimlessly.
There aren't
space.
2 better players to talk up right now than this man, Breece Hall and Justin Jefferson. They're the best values maybe in fantasy football, period. Because everyone's treating them like trash right now. Equivalent trash to where they're capable of climbing up to. The comparative value between now and later is going to be astronomically different. Breece Hall will be worth first round, even if it's late, first round value the moment he's with the Kansas City Chiefs or in a better situation. Right now, everybody's dragging their feet. They're like, I don't know where he'll be. What if he's with the Jets? Even if he's with the Jets, he earns the value you're paying. He's got third round ADP. It's ridiculous. And back to our Saturn man.
One small step for
JJ.
man, one giant leap for Saturn.
JJ's worth so much more than his cost of entry. His situation will change. Breece Hall's situation will change. These two spacemen are about to climb in value. You're either on board now or you're going to miss out. And on Underdog promo code Smitty, you can draft the hell out of both of them. If you're like, well, by the time August comes, I'm not going to be able to take advantage. Yeah, you can. Underdog promo code Smitty. Links in the description. The 2026 drafts are open. Draft JJ. Draft Bowers. Draft especially Breece Hall in round 3. Do it while you can.
The moon men.
Mendoza.
Dropping loads in outer space.
And Fannin, you know, it goes without saying, he's still a tremendous value. We're putting Fannin right here. We'll probably put, I'm running out of spots already, aren't I? I'm just going to be, so we're going to add Fannin to this board real quickly. We're also going to let's add number 3, which is going to be Tyler Warren as well. Tyler Warren is a phenomenal value, just a phenomenal 6-round steal monster, just explosion fest about ready to be dropped on screen. Hold on, let me redo this for good measure. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you 2 new Marsmen, 2 new Moonmen.
Dropping loads in outer space.
God, we're running out of room already. I ain't touching JJ this year, says Vader. Good, Vader. Tell everybody. Tell everybody you can. Kubiak's taking the Raiders to the moon. Okay, even if it doesn't happen fully right away, like playoff contending, not saying that it's a tough division, it's a tough conference, it's tough period, but this is a turnaround, and everybody, I'm here for it. We're gonna watch Ashton Jeanty climb and explode and become the player he should have been last year. Mendoza is the key to everything. building things from the ground up. Brady, I don't think Maxx Crosby is going to want to leave. This report here, I don't put much stock into this stuff now. I'm not saying that it can't be true, but the problem here is that the Raiders have to want to trade him, even if it is true. Maxx Crosby reportedly, according to Pro Football Talk, reportedly has told Tom Brady that Maxx Crosby reportedly has told Tom Brady that Crosby. What kind of verbiage is this? Did anybody proofread this before they just ran it out here? He's talking about Maxx Crosby, then as if Maxx Crosby's in a fourth person. Like, what are we doing here? Maxx Crosby reportedly told Tom Brady that Crosby will never play for the Raiders again. I don't know what kind of reporting this is. That's why I don't believe it. They can't even write it right. You know, Maxx Crosby just literally went on a very, very well-known podcast, okay? Colin Cowherd. Whether you like him or not, he went on Colin Cowherd and basically shot down everything that Jay Glazer said. Even though he danced around a little bit on the topic, he merely said, I'm not going to even talk about it anymore because I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. I've already told people how I feel. Every offseason I tell people I don't want to go anywhere, but yet people make up stuff and speak for him. For every report that says, oh, okay, I've been told he's not going to play another down for the Raiders, there's been another report that says that Maxx Crosby, people close to Maxx Crosby are saying that the media is full of trash, that nobody once has talked to him, not to mention from his own mouth on Colin Cowherd said he's not talked to a single soul about any of this. So how did he talk to Tom Brady? He said out of his own mouth, and I believe Max not to be a liar, not calling Brady a liar because Brady is not involved. Someone's speaking for Brady. Brady didn't get asked this question. I bet you Brady laughed on your face. This is smoke season, ladies and gentlemen. And even if Max was upset at the moment, the time where they said, you're sitting down, son. You're not playing the final game. We're going to try and take a dive, get Mendoza. He got mad. He was in his gym. He recorded it. He was real upset. He probably did say some things like, I'm not coming back, whatever. That was a long time ago. He's got Mendoza coming in. He's got the ground floor scraped, and they're starting to build from solid foundation. Raiders are building on solid, firm foundation. Mendoza's coming in, stretching everything out. The defense will reciprocate with the offense. Field position. Maxx Crosby doesn't have to do all the work anymore. He's going to not be susceptible to injury as much because that's what happens when you're stuck doing miracle-type things to get your team back into the mix each and every week. This will be a much better environment. My thinking is this. Even if Max kind of wants to leave, which is maybe the most truth that you could find in this. It's not Max has played his last down. He'll never play for the team again. He just went on Colin Cowherd and said, I'm training right now in the facility. He said, what's it look like I'm doing? I'm the first one in. I'm the last person out. Max literally said that in his Raider gear, doing an interview with Colin Cowherd like 3 days ago, 2 to 3 days ago, in his Raider gear, said, I'm in my Raider gear. And people are speaking for me. All I want to do is work and get ready for the season. Does that match up with this stupid report that he's reportedly told Tom Brady he'll never play for the Raiders again? Why is he training in the facility? Why is he in the gear? Like, what are you talking about? This is all nonsense. Now, could he be traded? Maybe. Is there some truth to the fact that he'd love to explore doing this or doing that? Sure. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe not. But the Raiders are not trading him unless it's King's ransom. The Raiders are not trading him unless it's an offer they can't refuse. And let me show you exactly what that would require. And if you think that it's crazy, then I just want to remind you that he's not being traded. So if the Raiders were to let him go, it would have to be a deal that even I would do. And I don't want to trade Maxx Crosby if I have him on my roster. If Dallas gives me the 12, and they also give me their 20 because they own this Green Bay pick at 20. These two picks is what's required. The going rate, according to people close to Vegas, is they want Parsons type exchange. That is the 20 and 12. You don't want that? Well, the Rams have 13. The Rams have 30. It's going to require two now picks, two first rounders, and the teams that have 2 first rounders are the Rams and the Cowboys. They don't want to play ball. Guess what? Maxx Crosby's going nowhere. This is smoke. Not saying that there isn't some truth behind it all that has nothing to do with this report, meaning that the people that are saying this and saying that and it ends up happening is not because they had insider information. It's because something played out a way that they tried to predict and get ahead for clicks, and they ended up right. Jay Glazer doesn't have any inside information. This information right here is not inside information. Everybody's speaking out of turn. Nobody knows anything. This is garbage talk because Max from his own mouth said people are speaking for me and I'm just going to shut up and work. He just told everybody that. People are still looking for excuses to act like they've got inside information. Even Jay Glazer acting like he's got something. He doesn't. No one does. They can say what they want. Bottom line, if it happens, it happens. If it happens, it's not because Jay Glazer knew it. If it happens, it's not because this person knew it. Max already told you. And he's told you every offseason. He doesn't want to go anywhere. And they're going to do things right. It's going to be very, very easy to lure him back in. Even if he is upset. Even if he is upset. I mean, what a Super Bowl in some respects, and what a boring Super Bowl in other respects. I mean, you know, it depends who you were rooting for. It depends what you were excited about. It depends how you were taking this game. Defense, I like it. I love defensive game. Blah blah blah. Or were you wanting high scoring? Were you upset as I was at Vrabel? Honestly, I'm so pissed off at Vrabel. And honestly, I know that there's some good. I know that he is a good coach in many ways. Not saying that, but you know, the fact that Hendy was still underutilized is why I blame this team losing. You don't go get Drake Maye weapons. You're not prepared to win, right? If you're thinking, oh, we're good, but we're not going to make it to the Super Bowl yet. Let's not get weapons yet. Let's wait till next offseason. And you get there unprepared. That's on you as a head coach, as a GM. McDaniels making some poor play calls. Seattle was calling things safe too, but they ended up clobbering them. So did they really make bad play calls? At the end of the day, they played smart. I just think that when you have the most explosive running back maybe in the National Football League, this is Jahmyr Gibbs 2.0 and Trevian Henderson, and you don't use them, there's some serious blame needs to go in your direction no matter how good you navigated this thing throughout the season. I blame Vrabel. I blame McDaniels. Vrabel's in charge. Vrabel's responsible for saying McDaniels put Hendy in the game. You can't just say, oh, well, it's on McDaniels. It's not. It's on Vrabel. Vrabel's the captain of this ship. And he allowed Hendy to sit there after showing how good he was in a 3-game span, starting in place of Ramondre Stevenson, where Hendy was literally the number 1 running back in the National Football League with 3 50-plus yard touchdowns in a 3-game span. And then Stevenson happens to be healthy again. And as a human being, I admit, I wish he had taken some time off. I wish he didn't heal so quickly. I'm a human being. Get mad at me all you want. But when Ramondre rushed back, I thought to myself, they're going to revert back to this thing. They're not going to allow. And then Hendy got banged up, but didn't really miss any time, but still took away some reps in practice. And then before you know it, Hendy wasn't used. Hendy is literally one of the most explosive running backs in the entire National Football League. And this man did not use him at all. And it's trash. It makes me upset. And to be honest with you, I would not have felt good if the New England Patriots won not using Hendy, because it would have enabled the situation even worse. I said that right before the game. I said, put your earmuffs on if you're a Patriots fan. I know we got a lot of them. Travis is one of them. And I said, guys, I don't want to offend you. I'm not trying to root against New England, but if New England ends up winning and Hendy's not used, this is enabling this behavior. It's crazy. It's crazy. And don't give me that pass protection BS. Don't even start, because I'll dunk all over you. Acting like Hendy can't pass pro. Stop. It's embarrassing. Phone lines are open.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
We'll see. And to be honest with you, where we rank Trey Henderson walking into the 2026 fantasy football season is up for debate. You know, like where I would even rank him, because I'm not confident that Vrabel knows what he's doing in regards to the situation. I don't know where to grab him. Hendy is an every down, Big Bank. Don't embarrass yourself. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't talk nonsense right now. Just because he's not producing, it's nothing to do with him. It's embarrassing. Stop it. Hendy, I don't know how they'll use him next year. His ADP did linger around round 4 heading into the game. A lot of people kind of waiting to see what happens. They don't use him. And now all of a sudden, we might see Hendy fall to 5 or 6. If Hendy falls to 6, you're baking in all the risk, and I'll be all in on Hendy 6-round value. Do I know if he'll fully be unlocked? No. Do I have ultra big confident, amount of confidence that he'll be unlocked? No. Do I think it's worth the cost of entry almost every time at 6-round value? Hell yeah. Do I think it's worth the risk at round 5 value? Yeah, I do. Maybe in spots, not 100% at all. Do I think that maybe at 4th round value, it's a lot riskier right now if he was to stay, which he won't. His ADP will fall to 5 or 6. But if he ends up going in the 4th round still for whatever reason, is that too risky? Probably. On a grand scale, I'm definitely taking a share, but am I grabbing him at anything over like 7 or 8% of my underdog promo code Smitty best ball dress? I'm sorry, the phone lines were closed. My bad. Phone lines are open. Underdog promo code Smitty. Would I take Hendy in the 4th round in like one league out of every, I don't know, one out of every like 12 leagues drafts? Maybe. But not taking him more than that at 4th round value. If he's in round 6, I'm taking him probably more than 20%. Because round 6 is fantastic and it bakes in all that risk. Phone lines are open. Dial in. Okay, let's see if this phone line's working. If not, I have to get the speaker going. 443, you're live.
Hey, what's up, Smitty?
What's up? Who's this? Where are you calling from?
I just wanted to talk about Fannin. This is Nick from Baltimore.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, so I don't know if this has been talked about this whole offseason with Moncton signing as the head coach of the Browns, but the Browns actually faced Baltimore in like week 10, and on 4th and 1 in the 4th quarter, with 2 minutes and 41 seconds, Andrews did a fake tush push for a TD, and somebody's going to get those touches in this offense. And I think Fannin or Judkins has the best chance to get those touches. Fannin is 6'4" with 240 pounds. Andrews is 6'5" with 250. So, I mean, it could be Fannin.
Fannin's a monster, bro. They're going to use him all over the field. The other one tush push capable is also Tyler Warren. They use him in the tush push formation too. They're both monsters, bro. The options, the abilities, the ceiling is endless for both of them. Also, keep in mind, Fannin was literally the best receiver in college football coming out his rookie year last year. He was the best receiver. He's a tight end. He was the best receiver out of all players coming out of college football last year. Number 1 in yardage over Jeremiah Smith, over Ted McMillan, over Travis Hunter, everyone. He was number 1 in receiving yards and receptions. This guy is a receiver. He's a monster. He's a top 5 monster. He just finished as a top 5 player. So you don't have to convince me. But yes, he's a big boy. They'll definitely use him all over the field. Tyler Warren too, though, he's even more so positioned to be in that tush push role. Especially with Dimes coming back from injury, the last thing they're going to want to do is throw him in the pile. So this is probably the bigger steal right now because of this man's rise today. I'm not saying we're not excited about that, like hell over Fannin, but Warren is probably the one that bumps down into the 6th round, and Fannin goes up into round 5, top of round 5 probably. Excited about both of them. They're both monsters.
Yeah, do you think the tush push is going to be a legal formation next year?
I think they get rid of it, so it's kind of a non-factor conversation.
What do you think the percentage chance of that is?
85%. Now, could they alter it and you still can, like, there's parts of it that are banned? Yeah. And maybe you know there's certain things you can do. They're going to monitor it more closely, but the odds are they're just going to get rid of it, and then it'll become so ineffective. They're gonna sneak it still. Teams are still going to sneak it, but the tush push, creating openings instead of pushing, like Josh Allen, the way the Bills kind of use the tush push is a little different than the way the Eagles use it. The Bills are kind of trying to just get Josh Allen in a gap and just kind of like fall down and push him forward. But the Eagles are literally pushing, like that's the definition of the tush push. But it'll probably get eliminated, bro. The way it is right now, what we know the tush push to be right now will be gone. Because the commissioner gets whatever he wants. He was not fully prepared for the pushback that he got. He was not prepared, and the tush push didn't get banned, and he was as shocked as anybody. He will make sure this time around he's got his meat hooks in this thing. So it will be for whatever reason, as we know it now, will be gone. But 85% is kind of my way of saying that, like, there's still going to be some variety of it. I mean, you're still going to be able to sneak the football. A guy like Jalen Hurts might lose 3 or 4 or 5 touchdowns, though. You know, but will he still sneak the ball in and get 6 to 8? Sure. No problem.
Yeah, I can see, like, because they called that play that Andrews did, the hurricane, I can see that there's a lot of different potential in that Todd Monken's, that formation package that he's going to want to deploy with Fannin, potentially, even more than what Warren has available to him.
They could ban
so I'm interested to see how that's going to work.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. He's going to be a monster. Really, where you want him, you don't want him playing running back as much as you want this guy. This guy's a receiver, bro. He's not even a tight end. He's a receiver. Just get him downfield, throw the damn ball to him, let him score long touchdowns. The extra stuff will be good. I think that Warren's a little more likely to get that, but they're both very, very solid for that. Big boys, get him the ball any way you can. Certainly can give them a few carries. There's no way I wouldn't get them involved every way I could. They're monsters, bro. All right, anything else?
Yeah, I wanted you to review this trade that I made. I received 5 different guys for 3 different guys on a pick in Dynasty, and I wanted to see if
all right, hurry, read it off. Go.
All right, I got ETN, Wilson, Garrett Wilson, I mean, Harvey, Fannin, Hunter. Those are the 5 guys.
You got these guys?
Yeah.
Okay, and who'd you give
trade? Rashi Rice, Igmeke Buka, and Hendy, with the 209 of this year's draft.
It's pretty arguable. I mean, ETN's phenomenal for 1 more year. I don't know if he's got like 3 years left though, bro, or anything like that. Garrett Wilson's he's a name right now, and I love him, and I definitely try and acquire Garrett Wilson where I can on the cheap, but there's certainly a world where he doesn't like rebound to anything that we're expecting yet until they fix that situation. He has no quarterback. What's his QB situation going to look like? Harvey, I love him. There's some risk that situation could change with the draft, but I do love him. Fannin, love him. End of the day, I do like this Rice, Buka, Hendy side a little bit more. You know, I think there's risk on both sides. Hunter, we'll see what that is. Love Fannin, depends who your tight end is. Like Harvey. At the end of the day, Dynasty, I lean toward this side. Redraft, so if you're trying to win big money this year and you're still okay playing for the now, then the ETN side could win out. But it's pretty even. It just depends on if you're playing for the long term or playing for the now. Also depends on Rice. If Rice ends up getting suspended or doesn't ever play another down again or doesn't get suspended at all, that's going to affect this side of the trade tremendously. Because if Rice is a top 5 wide receiver, this side wins. If Rice is not a top, I also believe in Buka a lot. In Hendy, I mean, there's so much risk involved in this side. If Rice goes to nothing, if Hendy stays at nothing, then what is on this side? You know, you end up not even scoring any points. So it's such a risky side. This side's a lot safer, but it doesn't necessarily have some of the long-term upside that this side could have with the risk, though. All right, got to go, bro. Appreciate you.
All
right, dial in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
He got the safer side. Yeah, Travis is saying it exactly. Yep. Pat's not an organization that develops wide receivers, says the I mean, they need to go get one. Yes, they need to go trade for a Dunze, go out trade for AJ Brown, go get Mike Evans, because the team can win now. You know, if you could trade up into the draft and get yourself a Jordan Tyson or a Carnell Tate, which is it's gonna take a big move to get into the territory to draft them. But let's say like Mekhi Lemon goes to Cleveland or Washington or New Orleans, and then the other one of Tyson or Tate go. That other player, because you look at all these receivers here or you look at all these non-wide receiver landing spots, Cincy, Miami, Dallas, Atlanta, Baltimore, not suggesting Tampa, not suggesting a team can't grab a wide receiver. Look at Buka getting drafted to the Bucs when that didn't seem like a wide receiver spot when it happened. There's a lot of potential that someone could trade into one of these picks or one of these teams could surprise. But there is also a world where if Lemon does get taken, let me see if I can I got a Lemon graphic somewhere. Let's say Lemon does go as one of the first 2 wide receivers, which I wouldn't do. I don't like Lemon as much as Tate, but let's say Lemon goes to, I don't know, the Commanders, and let's say Tate goes to the Cleveland Browns, and then KC ends up going Jeremiah Love, let's say. Let's just throw out some wild speculation here. This is fun to do. Then all of a sudden Tyson could fall anywhere into this like 12 to 18 zone. And so New England trading up into the 14, 15, especially if they're on the clock and he's there. They know what they're getting. They can surrender as much as they need to, knowing they aren't trading blindly into a pick and hoping that one of the wide receivers falls. So on the clock, let's say Tampa's on the clock at 15. Now New England has it's easier to get from that 31 all the way up to 14 than it is to try and, jump in here blindly and try and get yourself one of those wide receivers. So Tyson or Tate going to the Patriots would be unbelievably awesome. And you talk about they don't develop wide receivers. You're drafting an elite player. They don't have to develop anything. He's going to develop himself practically. And Drake Maye will develop a wide receiver. Everybody hating on Drake Maye today, it's embarrassing. Stop it. The guy had an unbelievable season where he became a rookie in the playoffs without weapons, and you're ripping on Drake Maye. I see so many Drake Maye haters. It's laughable. It's laughable. You can call on my phone line. You want to debate it. It's fine, but it's laughable. It's embarrassing. Phone lines are open.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Oh, but Drake Maye, so bad. Drake Maye also, if I remember correctly, had the most yards in a single quarter in Super Bowl history, by the way. You can cherry pick negative stuff, but are you going to cherry pick the positives? Are you also going to look at the fact that he has no weapons and his coach is in some ways incompetent not to use the number one weapon, to not at least let Hendy be an option to throw to? Look at the end of the game. I know it was the end of the game. It was kind of I don't want to say a broken play of any kind, but you're certainly trying to stop them. You're not just, prevent defense necessarily. It wasn't. Hendy caught a ball, looked fantastic on the final play. It ruined a lot of people's, bets that they had or saved them or helped them, because I think Hendy, it helped us. We landed all 3 out of 3 because of that catch. That Hendy catch was definitely nice. Put him over, where is it right here? Yeah, Hendy put him over the 29.5 total yards when he caught that last pass. But he looked phenomenal. He's electric. He's elusive. Whenever you get the football to him in the flats, on the outsides, he does fantastic. He's not supposed to run up the gut 17 times a game. And it doesn't mean he's not an every down back. People that don't understand how good Henderson is when they say things like he's not an every down back, they don't know ball. They don't know ball. I'm sorry. If that offends one of you out there that's been saying it in the chat, you don't know ball. If you're sitting here saying Hendy's not an every down back, it's embarrassing. Stop it. Travis, you're live.
Hey, what's up? Yeah, and I mean, again, I'll preface everything I say with I'm not making excuses, because I know people will say that because I'm a Patriots fan.
I don't care.
But to the people that say Drake Maye sucks, he was also, which we thought, his shoulder was hurt,
Yeah, he's injured.
That wouldn't have mattered last night probably, so I'm not making an excuse.
I don't know. I think it did. His throws looked a little off, but either way, I mean, Darnold was also a little bit banged up. Like, yeah, I agree with you. I'm not making any excuses, but if everyone's going to throw out everything that they see, like at least throw out he was playing injured, regardless of how bad that is, and he had no weapons, and his number one weapon doesn't get utilized until the final play. Like, so what's he supposed to do? Who's he throwing it to? Booty? They're dropping balls. He started off the game, 5 out of 7 or something like that. Everything was going fine. It's just wild to me. I will say that Drake Maye is learning a lot. He's still a rookie. He should have checked down to Hendy on 2 or 3 different occasions, and he didn't. That's on him. Like you said, they need to coach that too. I'm just a little bit happy. Not happy the Patriots lost, but happy they didn't win using Ramondre, because then we wouldn't have any sort of argument. It would have been one of those things where it's like, but it was effective and they won, and that's what the way they would have looked at it. Right now, we can at least examine this, saying you have a weapon. Now they didn't get him any wide receivers, true, but you have a weapon, and his name's Trevian Henderson, and he proved to be the number 1 running back in the league in a 3-game span when you started him, and that's not a surprise. We expected that. We predicted that. We expected that. He delivered. And then when you go back to Ramondre, which no one's saying you can't have a Thunder and Lightning, a Sonic and Knuckles, but Gibbs being what people expected at first to be the secondary option, as a few of you in the chat have said that Hendy's not an every down back, which is laughable. Everyone said that about Gibbs. Everybody said that about Achane. It's not about that they're somebody you don't give 17 up the gut carries to. It's about Kamara. Kamara's an every down back. For people that don't understand what the difference is between a workhorse player, a workhorse running back that gets a big percentage of their work through the air, like McCaffrey, Kamara, when they say things like Kamara, McCaffrey, Gibbs, or Achane are not workhorse backs, it makes me laugh.
Yeah,
what else?
And, I think it's funny too, because we've seen those type of backs for so long, and now with backs that are coming in that are, so much more involved in the pass game and everything, like that counts towards being a workhorse back. Like, look at their snap counts, look at the amount of touches they have. You don't need 26 carries a game to be a workhorse back, and it's funny when people can't grasp that still.
I don't know. I don't think they understand what they're saying, really, to be honest with you. Gifted memberships. We had Husseini gifting 10 exclusive memberships. Husseini, I see you. I'm sorry about the delay. And also, where are my Rumblers? I got to check my Rumble chat, my live chat. Sorry, I've been ranting the whole time. I got Rumble. I got New Age Outlaw gifted a membership over on Rumble.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Also,
Rumble.com/The Fantasy Football Show.
We're also... I got to lower that music. Sorry, I'll lower that next time. We're also on our way to 10K. We're at almost 2K on Rumble. We grew like 600 to 800 subscribers during, maybe even near, 600 or 800 during the Super Bowl festivities. But we're climbing like crazy. Please subscribe. The link's in the description of the video. When we get to 10K, the Rumble show will launch, where it'll be an exclusive Rumble show that's only on Rumble. So get ready for that. New Age, thank you for that gifted membership. Thank you, Landman, for being here. Turbo in the building. I got all my Rumble regulars over on Rumble. Appreciate every single one of you. We got Teflon even in the building over on Rumble. Thank you, New Age. New Age to the moon. Go ahead, Travis. Continue. I'm sorry.
And so the other thing I wanted to talk about was with in terms of developing a wide receiver. People think back to, the Patriots couldn't develop one, which was true, but there were 2 reasons for that. Belichick showed he couldn't evaluate the position, very well, and take the right quarterback for their system, whatever it may be. But more importantly, as you went on in Tom Brady's career, he flat out said he didn't want to develop a wide receiver. He was very impatient with guys. And, even like Julian Edelman talks about, he basically just hung around and moved out to California and moved closer to him in California in the offseason and waited for him to call and say, you want to come throw. So it's like, that wasn't going to happen with Tom Brady in the second half of his career, whether that you like it or not. And Drake Maye will definitely develop another receiver, especially because he wants one,
Why is Fannin going to the moon? They took his measurements, and he ended up having a size 17 foot. So he's extraordinary. They're suiting him up for the shuttle launch right now. A little bit of a delay because of that shoe size. They don't have spacesuits that accommodate that, but just hang tight. Yeah, I don't know. I get tired of the constant like Drake Maye didn't prove this, or he's not good, or like, oh, he was so horrible in the playoffs. And it's good though, because Drake Maye was climbing so high in fantasy drafts. You were having to spend a late third round pick on him, and then now all of a sudden he's probably dropping around 4 or 5. I don't know. We'll see. I heard Hendy a couple people in the chat said it too, like mid 5th round. So already feel like that 4th round Hendy value's dropped about a round and a half, which bakes in the risk a little bit better. And if he goes 6.1, 6.2, 6.5, I'm buying all over the place, because even misused, he'll probably earn that value, because he'll play, especially in best ball, he'll have games where he starts solo because Ramondre gets hurt or something. But that's the worst case scenario. I don't know, man. We'll see. I'm not going to be somebody that blindly goes in and says Hendy will just figure it out and the talent will rise. I'm not. I'm going to tell you that he is one of the league winners at 6th round value, that one of the best you can get. But you are waiting. You are beholden to the decision making that goes on with that running back room that I have zero control of. I am an adjust and adapt person. We're always going to be behind Hendy. He's a top 5 running back in the making. He's Jahmyr Gibbs 2.0. I can say that because we invented Jahmyr Gibbs on this channel. So I can definitely say that. And I have the authority to say that Hendy is Jahmyr Gibbs 2.0. We invented Achane. We invented Jahmyr Gibbs. We can say whatever the hell we want. But doesn't mean that Vrabel or McDaniels or this organization understands what they have, which is frustrating, because they're the ones that selected him. They selected him in the 2nd round, yet they don't view him the way that we view him, and we're sitting here going, how? Why did you take him? Why did you take him? Phone lines are open. Dial in. Silver, we just said he's not going there. He's falling to round 5 to 6 now. That's the whole point. All right, dial into the phone line.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Anything else you have, Travis?
Yeah, just to the guy who was questioning Fannin, he's saying, I don't see anyone he likes Fannin, and I don't see anyone in Cleveland going nuclear. Fannin just finished as the tight end 5. So,
what are you talking?
That was with 3 different quarterbacks and a mess with the head coach and play calling, switching back and forth, and all types of crap going on there. With Njoku cutting into snaps all season long,
he's right here, bro.
So
he's right here, bro. Where did Bowers? Can you look at Bowers' rank? For some reason, I deleted it here.
Yep.
Was he 11?
Bowers.
Is that why
he ended up at 11? Yeah. Basically, 11, 2 points off of 8. So it was that close of a gap.
And Dalton Schultz was 10. Gap. Dalton Schultz was 10, right?
Yep.
All right, let me put 11 here. For some reason, I deleted it. Dalton Schultz. Oh, that's what happened. I didn't fix that right side. That's what it was. And I never came in and it fixed it. So and
Loveland was 12.
Loveland was 12. Okay, so why are these off a little bit? I wonder if it's just slightly different scoring, or what is going on here.
Yeah, I think it is, because
Loveland was what, 12?
According to the Marsman score, Loveland was 12. So it was probably like slightly different score.
Read off who's 13 and who was 14, who was 15.
Kittle, Barner, Gadsden.
Barner, 15. Okay, so it looks like it's just barely off. So it went George, or hold on, dang it. Hold on, I got to put Loveland in. I think it's pretty close. I think it was just scoring was off slightly.
Yeah,
so
it's very close.
So Loveland, Kittle, Barner, Gadsden, Theo Johnson. Okay, roughly in that. Okay. So we got Bowers at 11 right here. He missed 4 games too, which has to be accounted for. But yeah, I mean, to that guy, no offense, bro, but like you're saying, like you don't see anybody blowing up. Like, what do you need to see? He's literally number 5. He's number 5, and he hasn't even had any consistent quarterback production. And Munkin's going to bring a lot more consistency to the table. BBQ with a $10 hauler. BBQ gets a standing ovation. Everybody gets a standing ovation. I'm going to try and do standing ovations for every off-season super chat. That way I get a little shape too. No one expected the Pats to be in the Super Bowl. They overachieved with the suspect O-line. No wide receiver one and not using Hendy. Maye did this in year 2 against an elite defense in the Super Bowl. Arrows pointing to Saturn. That's what's so funny is like, how does anybody have a negative thing to say about Drake Maye? You know, especially when players lose in the Super Bowl. It's like they made it to the final game and you have these fans from the peanut gallery where their team lost and they literally have something to say about how this guy folded. I guess he's not real good. He made it to the mother freaking Super Bowl. Like, what is wrong with people? What's wrong with people's objectivity? It is
PTSD.
Asinine.
That they don't like the Patriots, which I always say I'm fine. I understand why people hate the Patriots, but just be realistic about it. You know, give a good take instead of one that makes you look stupid. No offense to the people.
Crispy, I don't know if you're in the same universe as we are right now. I just need to restart the show or something. What makes Hendy have the value of Gibbs? Because I say so. And second of all, why is Kraft not on your board? Question mark. Are you paying attention, Crispy? I don't think you're paying attention whatsoever. I still have Josh Allen as the clear 1 point, or the Superflex 1.1 and the clear QB1 in Dynasty or redraft. Josh Allen, to me, Josh Allen's doing it without a wide receiver, and I too think he gets a wide receiver this offseason. Drake Maye gets one. I think Josh Allen gets one. I don't know if Josh Allen gets Mike Evans. That would be the most likely player that the Bills would cough up money for because it's a temporary situation.
I give Allen the nod because he's done it year after year. You know, Maye, was awesome. He was amazing this year, but you have to see consistency. So I'll hold him to that. Yeah,
I don't think you put Drake Maye number 1. Like, right. I can't, at least right now, but he's in the conversation of getting there. You know, if anybody doesn't think like preemptively you're going to take him in anticipation that he becomes the one, and 2 years from now you'll be lucky and glad you took him. Like, I get it. I understand it.
Is there anyone you would put at 2 over him in Dynasty? Because for me, there's not.
I don't know. That's a tough question. I think Josh Allen's my clear 1. I don't think there's, as much as I love Burrow, he's an injury risk. As much as I love Lamar in some ways, he's also an injury risk, and his situation's changing, which I think will be good. But I think, from a dynasty perspective, Mahomes deserves an argument because I think Mahomes, but coming off the ACL tear and the fact that you still have to consider now value in dynasty rankings because you're still playing for 2026 in that all-encompassing dynasty mindset. I think, in looking at the 2026 scores, Stafford number 3 last year, that's not anything dynasty, conversation. T Law, he's not going to finish that high. I think consistently. Dak, Hurts is going to drop off. Caleb's right where he belongs. Bo Nix is kind of like Caleb. He's going to be sporadic. Herbert, I love him, but he's not a dynasty QB2. But I think he will be top 5 this year. Mahomes is the only one that Mahomes, Lamar, and Burrow are the only ones I think you could really discuss. JD5 maybe if you believed in him bouncing back, but I don't know that JD5 is in that conversation yet. But I think it's Drake Maye. I think in Dynasty it's Josh Allen and then Drake Maye, and there's not much of a debate. I just think Mahomes maybe a year from now will start inching back into the conversation, but he's got to earn it. Just like Drake May's got to earn the 1. Mahomes can't be granted QB2 or QB3 dynasty value until he climbs back, gets healthy, gets a weapon, keeps Rice as a weapon if that doesn't go away and fall to the wayside. Maybe getting an RB, an elite RB might help this offense overall. Maybe it takes away from Mahomes. Maybe he can't score top 2 in fantasy. Who knows? Depends who they get. If they get Jeremiah Love, this might become a run-heavy system.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see what they.
But
what
Mahomes
they do.
balled out. I mean, Mahomes balled out last year. Absolutely balled. All these Mahomes haters. He'll never be top 5. He doesn't finish as a top 5 fantasy quarterback anymore. Like, they just heard that from some other channel over and over and started regurgitating it. Mahomes is like QB1 until he got hurt. He's QB1, 2 until he got hurt, depending on your scoring format. Mahomes was balling the hell out. I still think he's top 5 in Dynasty QBs. Absolutely.
He's my 3 still. I mean,
Yeah.
How old is he? He'll be 31 at the start of the season. So
A lot of years left.
yeah.
Kurt Warner started at 27, I think. And still had a long career.
Right, yeah.
Good perspective. All right, Travis, anything else before we head out and we'll be back at midnight?
No, just with Njoku, I don't know if you mentioned it at all, but it's one of the few guys that have popped up that I actually think would be a good fit for the Niners right now.
Njoku to the Niners?
Yeah, I actually think it would be a good fit because if Tongas didn't get hurt a couple times, I would say just roll with him, but they need to bring in another tight end. And, at least for now, unless they're going to draft and develop someone to take over for Kittle in a couple of years, I think he's a great fit for them.
That's
with
tough.
what they're trying to do with the window they have,
Yeah. If I had to place Njoku somewhere, I mean, if Atlanta loses Kyle Pitts, Atlanta would be a good place for him.
Yeah, he can go to a lot of places right now.
Yeah. Washington.
His problem is injuries too. He produces when he's healthy.
Yeah. Washington would be smart. Goddard is going to be out of Philly, so if Philly loses Goddard, then I think Philly, Atlanta is probably the landing spot for him. If I had to guess a spot, I'd say Philly or Atlanta. Whichever one loses their, they both could lose their tight end, but that would be the place I see Njoku. Usually when someone escapes like that team does rush in and try and fill that void like as quick as they can or with the bigger name option. Njoku will be a pretty decent pull for a team, I think. I don't know how well he'll produce or if he'll stay healthy, but he'll be an attractive asset for sure. Top tight end option, in my opinion, is Kyle Pitts, and then Goddard, and then Kelsey will re-sign with the Chiefs and stay one more year. Ertz is walking injury, Waller walking injury. Yeah, so really, Taysom Hill's like 75 years old. Goddard's the fourth best likely. So Pitts, Goddard likely, and Njoku's fourth. So I guess, I don't know. Tough to say.
Yeah, Tampa, someone said Tampa, that's another one. If Otten is gone, I don't know, we'll see.
All right, Travis, we'll see you at midnight.
Yep, thanks, Vinny. Bye.
Later, bro. All right, guys, I'll open the phone lines. Open the phone lines at midnight as well if you guys want to dial in. But great news, Kubiak to the Raiders, fantastic for Bowers, Jeanty, Mendoza, and the boys. I don't think Crosby's in a position to leave yet. I don't think that's what they want. I don't think it's what Crosby wants. Could it evolve that to that point? Sure, but that's not now. And everybody's saying that they have information they don't. Fannin to the moon. Hendy, we have no idea what they think of Hendy. His value dropping is the only solace we have right now, that we can invest at a cheaper price, and we're just beholden to their decision making. Drake Maye, let the haters hate. That's the show. By the way, guys, get your gold and silver chains over at Miami Links. They're sending mine. Mine will be here soon. We're gonna have a baller player of the week, which will be Kenneth Walker right now. Kenneth Walker, because we only have one game. So he'll kind of sit at the baller player of the week for a little while. Baller player of the week, Kenneth Walker. Where are you, Kenny? Kenny did so good. Kenny earned himself a bag. So Kenny Walker, congrats. Coming out of the Super Bowl, the only game that we can go off of right now. Use code Smitty10 for 10% off. But if you guys want a gold chain, they make $9.99 gold chains and $9.99 silver chains. They're sending me my chain. I'll be wearing it during the segment when we do Baller of the Week. But Walker is the Baller of the Week. Also, don't forget to check out new sponsor. Real excited about this one, Tailbreaker. We'll keep Hampton here, trade for player of the week. Go get Hampton. But this setup right here hooks into your tow hitch, and so your boy on the back of his vehicle will be doing live streams in this dual seating 360 spinning tow hitch seating arrangement. Can't wait. I've even got some ideas of adding some things to this. You'll see later when I do some customization around the whole back end of the vehicle. I'll do some live streams out and about. You guys know I like to do live streams while I'm out and about in the city of Phoenix, and so I'll be doing some of that with this tow hitch product here. So tailbreaker.com, check them out. Go tell them I sent you. This is an unbelievable product. If you guys are into tailgating, this is an unbelievable product. I'm so excited to get this product in. And tailbreaker.com, go check them out. MiamiLinks.com for your gold chains, your silver chains, do all that. I'll see you at midnight Eastern. You can see the new sponsors, bottom right corner, tailbreaker.com and Miami Links gold and silver chains.com, MiamiLinks.com. Check it out. Gunner.com, underdog promo code Smitty. See you all tonight at midnight. Appreciate every single one of you. Hold on, Blitzen just dropped 5 gifted memberships. Blitzen, you straight up savage. You Blitzen, you get a standing O. This standing ovation is for Husseini, who dropped 10 earlier.
Let him cook.
Dropping the gifted membership over on Rumble. Hey, Rumble, before I go, first of all, Rumble again, guys. Rumble is balling. We're doing it.
Rumble.com/The Fantasy Football Show.
We're doing it over on Rumble. Rumblers, real quickly. Check the emojis. I didn't get everything added, but I added some new emojis. Please check them out. I see some of you already using them. I see New Age Outlaw using the Jeremiah Love emoji, the Brock Bowers emoji. Please check out the emojis. I just set up Rumble with the exclusive emojis. Start using them. If you don't have it's like a YouTube exclusive membership over on Rumble. Make sure you get that as well. See you guys live at midnight Eastern. We'll be back. Appreciate every single one of you. Thanks, Blitzen. Hey, BBQ, if you're out there, thank you for that gifted or the $10 super chat again. BBQ, you there? Appreciate you, bro. See you guys at midnight.